Hello students, welcome back to a new mathematics program for grade 7. In this video, we are going to talk about the chapter sets. Remember that this is the second video program on this chapter. In the first program, we talk about the definitions of sets, examples of sets, importance of sets, finite and infinite sets. In today's program, we are going to talk mainly on the different notations used in sets and the different types of sets. So students, let's begin with elements of a set. Whatever are found in a set are called elements of a set, which is represented by this symbol. This symbol resembles an E, but must make sure that you do not write capital E. It is not capital E, it is a symbol that represents element of a set. The symbol consists of round corners. For example, set A is equal to 1, 2, and 3. As 1, 2, and 3 are elements of set A, we can write them as 1 is an element of set A. That is, we have written 1 is an element of A in word form. Now this is called set notation, where we are saying the same thing but writing it in set notation. We write the number 1, we write the symbol, then we write capital A, which represents our set. Same for 2, which is an element of A. 3 is an element of A. Now look at this number, number 4. Number 4 is not found in A. So 4 is not an element of set A. In set notation, we write it like this. 4 is not an element of A. We write the symbol is an element, then we put a slash on it. This symbol is not an element of. Let's have a look at another example. Set B consists of all vowels. So in B we have A, E, I, O, and U as elements. We write A is an element of B using set notation. I is an element of B. U is an element of B. E is an element of B. O is an element of B. But C is not a vowel. So C is not an element of the set B. Remember that we use this symbol for is an element of, and this one for is not an element of. Now, let's talk about subsets. Consider the set A, B, C, and D. Observe these 4 sets. Okay, what can you say about set B, set C, and set D? First, compared to A, they are smaller sets. Now in set B we have the element 1 and 2, which is present in the set A. In the set C we have 2 and 3, which is also present in the set A. In the set D we have elements 1, 3, and 4, which is again present in the set A. So the elements of the set B, C, and D come from the set A. We say that B, C, and D are subsets of A. In general, if each element in a set X is also an element of a set Y, then X is called a subset of Y. This can also be read as X is contained in Y. So, if we have two sets, one is bigger than the other, if each and every element of the smaller set are also elements of the larger set, then the smaller set is called a subset of the larger one. In set notation, we write subset as follows. X is a subset of Y. X is the smaller set, whereas Y is the larger one. For example, if the set A, we have letter A, B, C, and D. This is set B, this is the set C. B is a subset of A. Why? Because each and every element of the set B are also elements of the set A. In set notation, we write it like this. B is a subset of A. Now C is not a subset of A. Why? Simply because in the set C, we have the letter E, which is not present in the set A. To be a subset, that set must consist of exactly the element that come from the larger set. But here, although we have the letter B and C, the letter E, which is present in C, does not come from the set A. So C is not a subset of A. In set notation, we write it like this. We write the symbol for subset, then we put a slash on it. Remember that this symbol stands for not a subset of. Now look at these sets. We have set M, N, P, Q, and R. As an exercise for practice, find out which of the following set notations are correct. You must remember that for a set to be a subset of another, each and every element of the smallest set must come from the larger set. So observe the sets well, then you find out the answers. Let's move on to equal sets. Two sets are said to be equal if they contain exactly the same elements. For example, set A consists of the elements C, A, and T. In the set B, we have A, C, and T. What can you observe? We have three elements in both sets, and we have the same elements, although they are not in the same order. So the set A is said to be equal to the set B. A is equal to B. We use the symbol is equal to represent equal sets. It is important to note that for two sets to be equal, the order in which the elements are arranged need not be same. It can be same, and it need not be the same. You will still have the same notation A is equal to B, as you have seen for A and for B. For A it's CAT, and in B it's ACT. So order in which the elements are arranged does not matter. Let's take another example concerning equal sets. Here we have three sets, set A, B, and C. The set A is said to be equal to the set C. Why? Simply because we have exactly the same elements in both sets. So we write A is equal to C. But the set A is not equal to the set B, because in the set B we have element 4 which is not present in A. The symbol not equal to is used for not equal sets. Now let's move on to cardinal number of a set. The cardinal number of a set is the number of elements in the set. We write the cardinal number of a set as follows. We write the small letter n, then we put the set between brackets. For example, in the set A we have 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 10. We have 7 elements in the set A. So we write as set notation, number of elements in A is equal to 7. For B, we have A, B, C, D, E, and F. Here we have 6 elements. So we write number of elements in B equal to 6. It is important to note that we do not use brackets for cardinal number of a set. As you can see, number of elements in A is equal to 7. 7 is not written between brackets. Number of elements in B also is not written between brackets. Remember, we do not use brackets while writing number of elements in a set. Now let's talk about equivalent sets. Two sets are said to be equivalent if they contain the same number of elements where the elements are not same. For example, this is set A, where we have 7 elements. This is set B, where we have 7 elements. You can see that these two sets does not have the same elements, but they have the same number of elements. So A is said to be equivalent to B, but not equal to B. Remember, equivalent sets mean sets having the same number of elements. Here also, we have set A consisting of elements 1, 3, and 5. Set B, we have 5, 3, and 4. The elements are not same, but we have the same number of elements in both sets. So A is not equal to set B, but A is equivalent to B. Now let's talk about empty set or null set. An empty set or a null set is a set which consists of no elements. We use this symbol to represent empty set or null set. Both empty set and null set means the same thing, that is, a set without any element. For example, the set A is the set of all multiples of 15 from 0 to 10. Can you think about a multiple of 15 between 0 and 10? No, we don't have. So this set A is called an empty set or a null set, because we do not have any multiple of 15 between 0 and 10. In example 2, the set B consists of all square numbers from 17 to 24. Is there any square number between 17 to 24? No. Again, set B is an empty set, or we can say a null set. Now I'm giving you some exercises for practice. Fill in the blank using one of the following symbols. The first one stands for is an element of. The second one is not an element of. Third one is a subset. Fourth, not a subset. Fifth is equal to, that is equal set. And the last one, not equal set. So you need to fill in the blank. So students, in this video, you have learned about elements of a set, subsets, equal and equivalent sets, cardinal number of a set, empty or null sets. We have used these symbols. If you want to have more information about the chapter sets, these are some links that you can use for reference. So students, this video ends here. Remember, this is the second part of the chapter sets. See you soon for some other parts of this chapter. Till then, goodbye.